Okay, this is my third attempt. The last one was 15 minutes long and my son interrupted again. And so I'm getting frustrated and I'm not going to, it's not the same, okay? Take 3. Okay. Today, I was on Facebook like I am a lot, and I was looking through one of my Facebook friends. That's a pretty new friend too. Her her post on her page, and I ran across this video done by Kim Berry from Nashville, Tennessee. Well, a little bit of a red flag went off because I have some family, and I've done genealogy, and I have some family that use the last name Berry in our on their page for our genealogy, for her genealogy. That's part of my family. The Berry Holland family or something of that nature. I've got to look. But anyway, Berry's a big deal. So is the devil that fell into the berry bush, you know what I mean? So, anyways, so I have family from Tennessee. Okay. And this video, I started watching it. I didn't even look at her name until after I started watching the video, because it intrigued me. And I just posted some things from some Heinz commercial things on my Facebook recently, because I'm Heinz. I come from the Heinz family. She spoke at the beginning of this video, and she states that that she's pulling out of storage some original pieces available to collect by an artist by the name, because she has this art gallery, by an artist by the name of Stephen Schellenberger, from his Pittsburgh exhibit. And I'm looking at this video, and not only did I notice the Heinz there, it looked like they had Campbell's there too, or not Campbell, I don't think, any of our family, but they had Heinz there. And I'm noticing targeted individual type pictures. And I'm noticing things that, you know, have to do with ritual sexual abuse, that have to do with targeting, that has to do with the railroad, that has to do with things that I've endured in life. And I said, this is just not a coincidence, okay? Oh, wow. And so I said, okay, who is this guy? And who are you, Kim Berry? So, I don't know why I didn't look for this Stephen Stellenberger on Facebook, but I just went to YouTube. I just naturally went there. Excuse me. And, I looked him up, and I found him. He's doing this, he just got done with doing a movie that he's doing that's low budget, that's like a documentary, and it's about targeting, and it's about everything we go through, okay? Exploitation and MK Ultra, and, you know, all targeted individual stuff. And I'm like, wow. This guy's and he's an actor. He's done a couple of movies, by the way. He knows people from the biz. He also knows my son's friend, PewDiePie. Well, they're not friends. PewDiePie's like a star. But Josh has spoken to him plenty of times. And played games with him. My son's a gamer. He's a pretty good gamer. At one point, he was like on Call of Duty, and he was like 90. out of the whole world, best player. Okay. In other words, there was only 89 above him. That's pretty dang good. So, Josh has met this kid, and it was pretty fantastic to Josh that he was in his presence. Especially since we're so poor, and so targeted, and so exploited, and I knew. Okay. You know, everybody wants to know you when you're big and exploited. And oh, we're that. My family, you're either really rich or you're really poor. Okay. I can't even get a damn fucking lawyer from Chico State that's not a lawyer yet. That won't even take a case for me. Okay. And I was paying him. It wasn't pro bono. I couldn't get a job at McDonald's. Okay. My name is such shit. So I start watching his videos. This Stefan Stellenberger. He's from Canada too. It's not really a coincidence. My only ex-husband's name is Steve, and he's from Canada too. He's Stéphane Louis Martel from, from Montreal, Quebec. And my ex-husband has some money. His parents do. And now that we're at our age, he hasn't done bad for himself. He's middle class, maybe going towards upper middle. His parents are upper, okay, at least upper middle. I don't know how you guys, I don't know what the income level is anymore or how they do it. So, anyway, so I start watching all of his videos, right? Excuse my hair. A mess, I know. I start watching his videos. I say, okay, this guy seems really targeted. And I start tripping on the frickin', his kids are from France. My Aunt Kelly, my mother's sister, was born in France. You know, the book my mother gave me of Yvonne and Clyde from France. My mother's side of the family. The wedding they went to, and Grandma and Granddad were, pregnant with Aunt Kelly. This is way back in 1925, though. And Aunt Kelly's birthday is September 30th. And my cousin Sonny Barger, the Hells Angel chapter down there in Oakland. And me and him aren't friends. We aren't. But we are. He's on my side. We're friends. We are. We just haven't met yet. But we're now friends. Sort of. I'm still waiting to find out if he's a ritual sexual abuser or not. To tell you the truth. So anyway, I get to this one video. Still listening to Stefan Stellenberger. And a woman, a fellow TI, an ex-cop, by the name of Jenny. My name's Jenny. Well, it's Genevieve Renee Holland. But, it's Genevieve Renee Holland, spelled with a J. And my whole family, my whole life, anybody that I've been close to or that knows me in the family, I've been known as Jenny only. Her name's Jenny. Her name's Jenny Moore. She was staying at a DC hotel. Like my cousin Pat goes to DC motels a lot from California because she works for the Veterans Administration. She travels there a lot. She goes to Louisiana, but that was a few years ago. She might not be going to Louisiana anymore either. But so she was murdered. He feels that it's very suspicious and that it's mysterious. And he thinks it's from direct energy weapons, which it could possibly be, okay? Especially after I found her site, or her page on YouTube, and I was watching. I want to cry. She's probably downright murdered. Okay, come on now. How many times have I been shot at? We can't count. I've been shot at so many times, sweetie. I have no fear of death left in me at all. So she died on August 13th. Well, on August 4th, the neighbor down here, I caught the guy that was living in number 20. I caught him and some old man and some other guys conspiring, and then I saw them in my yard. And by the time I got outside, they were already in the field going that way. So I went towards the street going that way, and I heard a tree branch break, and I thought certain they were right there, and I went cutting through my neighbor's yard, and he pulled a gun out on me and started screaming at me, telling me he was going to chop me up into pieces. And what's crazy about it is that neighbor, okay, is friends to the guy in 20 that was conspiring with these other guys, the other old man and these youngsters. Okay, so the police come, and I think, oh, this is good. Okay, it's good. It's a good thing, right? It wasn't. I went to jail. He didn't. And he left his yard and came down to my yard with his gun. Okay, so it was no longer protecting his property. Now, I could have done a citizen's arrest, and I knew the law. I didn't. Okay, I just didn't. But I had an incident last year, and I've got my driver's license current and everything. Okay, I had no idea there was a warrant for my arrest from 2011 from my son Josh being a habitual absent student. That's what I went to jail for. And they're taking me back to 2011. And I'm thinking, 2000... well, first of all, I got arrested and I didn't know what for. Okay. And, because it didn't seem right. And in the cop car, I'm telling the cop, I'm saying, he left his yard. Why am I being arrested? He left his yard and came to my house. He says, I don't have that information, Genevieve. I wasn't there. Oh, okay. I said, well, sir, with all due respect, I said, let me tell you something. Okay, I don't know if this is your normal beat or not, but that guy threatened to chop me up into pieces. Okay, I'm his neighbor. Okay, and I'm the one, when all the fires were going on, I'm the one that stayed behind, and I'm the one that was helping everybody load their important necessities and treasured paperwork and pictures and such into their cars, and telling them, please make sure that you secure the house good enough, because I cannot do anything about the looters, and the police are not going to be available with these fires like they are. He had to have heard me, because I helped the lady right next door to him, and he's only he's the fourth house down from me. So I know he was watching, and I know he was, because I saw him while I was helping her. Whether he was paying attention, I know, and she talks to him every day. They go in the car together. Well, anyway, she's stupid. Just saying. I wouldn't get in the car with none one like that. Anyways, I told the police officer, I said, with all due respect, sir, if this is your normal beat, I said, you need to be aware. Okay, he's telling me he's going to chop me up into pieces. Okay, and he was shaking and acting crazy too. Okay, and nervous. That scared me worse than anything. Okay, was that right there. And I said, that is not healthy, sir. I said, that's dangerous. And someone like that should not be in possession of a firearm, period. Okay? And I really seriously do feel that. So we get to the station, books me and fingerprints me. And he allows me to know why I'm there now. And he tells me, well, there's a misdemeanor warrant for you, and it's from your child missing school in 2011. And I looked at him and I said, why, when I renewed my driver's license, why, when you came out to my house last year, did this warrant not come up? And now it is. I said, last year was only 2017. Okay? That warrant should have came up just like it should have came up when it did now. It should have came up then. He had nothing to say. He says, well, what he did say was, it'll probably be dismissed since it's so old, and it's just a misdemeanor. And your son's already out of school, so, he'll probably just dismiss it. So he set me a court date right there. Okay, I was booked and put into a cell for a couple of hours and released. And he made me a court date right there. I had to go to court on the 29th of this last month, and that was a long wait. I was arrested on, it was the 3rd, but actually it was like at midnight, so it turned into the 4th of August. And I mean, it's a long wait. Okay, I've never seen it. Well, I haven't dealt with the law that much, so I don't know, but it just seemed like it was a long time. So I get to court. I'm going to go that far, and then I'm going to take you back again. Okay. So I get to court. And the Honorable Judge Daryl Kennedy is the judge. And I'm saying, okay. First of all, right before I went to social hell in 92, 3, 4, all that time frame, my best friend, my only true friend, Daryl Phillips, he died of an aneurysm. And, I knew that his family was bad, but I didn't know they were devil worshippers if they are. But I know now they're really bad, okay? I've learned that. But we were really close and we told each other everything. I just think that he was, there's some things that but I knew a lot. Anyway, so I'm thinking of that in the courtroom, and they're not calling me. There's way many people ahead of me, and this guy walks in, and my heart stopped. My heart just absolutely stopped, because it was Gary St. Pierre, the guy from the mountain. Joshua and I in 2010 and 11, 10 actually it was, had to move from Anderson up to the mountain because we lost our housing for no reason at all. It was when Obama was going into office. Obama Nation. And I just accepted. I didn't meet the guy. I knew Vera from the apartments where we lived, and she was older than me by about 7 to 10 years. And I had Josh late in life, and I just didn't think. And all I could think of is I didn't want to get rid of our dog that we just got. Josh was already attached to it. Josh was already insecure with all the targeting and the exploitation we'd been through. And that'd be just another insecurity and another thing that, kids like stability, And I just jumped on it. Within 24 hours, I regretted it. With all my life, with all my heart and soul, with everything within me. Okay. First of all, we didn't have a vehicle, and we're going up to live on that mountain. I was leery, and I was nervous, but when you're targeted, you are put in situations a lot, okay, that you have to make split-moment decisions that you don't have time to be rational like good, healthy human beings are allowed to do, okay? And so, we moved there. I find out he's a devil worshiper the same day. Not only that, that same day he had to move all of our stuff, and I had all my meats in a nice chest, because I buy in bulk, and then I freeze my meat, and I had it in a nice chest. Okay, stole all that. That was the first sign, and my asthma medicine, and I was stuck with no medicine, and I'm up on that mountain with no car. Okay, and I just gave him all my money to move in there. And I'm freaking out because I gave him all my money, and my meat's stolen, and my asthma medicine's stolen. I spent 4 hours going through everything I own. I mean, how hard would it... I mean, how can you lose a damn, ice chest full of meat? Big ice chest, you know what I mean? Stolen. Okay. And then my asthma medicine's missing, and I looked all day and evening for that, and I couldn't find it. And then they got bad by night. And it's real dark up there. You're in the mountains, sweetie. You're not, you don't have street lamps. Okay. And it's wicked. And I'm spiritual, and I'm in Jesus. I was more humble then than I am now. I'm now I'm bold, blunt, and blah 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 blah. Back then, I was so humbled. Okay, so humbled. When you have children and you worry about them taking your children away, you do not know the humility you have or are capable of having when you know you don't have the state behind you or the funding for a good lawyer, especially when they would charge you because you're a targeted individual more than they would charge someone else. So I was humble. But not only that, I was humble because I was really close to the Lord, because I was really in a lot of fear. Fear that I don't tame anymore at all. About within a week and a half, I'd say, things were really bad. And 2 policewomen come knocking at my door. I was in the cottage in the back, and Gary resided in front. Okay, Vera, Gigi's mother. Gigi's Gary's girlfriend, and Gigi's mother is Vera, the one that turned me on to getting into that house. That cottage in the back. They're there all the time, and this is like, these people are unbelievable, and they're devil worshippers, and it's very apparent. My son cried, and I was hiding, trying to hide it from him. He came to me, and I already knew they were bad. Mom, these people are really bad. I said, don't go outside anymore. Don't. Okay, I didn't think they would do it. They would show who they were. They did. My son saw it. And he didn't explain, but he saw enough to help me, And I didn't want to pry, because I didn't want, I wanted Josh to feel comfort. But I know what he saw. It was ritual. It wasn't any worse, but it's that bad. And drugs. So, the police came, those 2 women, and they knocked at my cottage, and they said, we need to see if your son has good shoes. I said, okay. We just need you to open the door and let me see that the house is clean. I said, well, okay. And I did. They asked Josh to stay inside, and they took me to the side. She goes, you need to get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, oh my God, you know. And I mean, that just scared me worse. And she said it like that. She said, these people are horrible. I can't even explain to you how bad they are. But you're in a dangerous situation, Mrs. Holland. I said, I'm out of here. As soon as I can. I said, I'm broke and poor, and I just gave them all my money, but I'll get out as soon as I can, please. She said, do it as soon as you can. I never saw him again. By the next month, I moved down to the trailer park, about a mile away, which was right next door to the school Josh was going to. And in that little town, there was no post office, no grocery. There was only a bar. And right across the street from where we lived, supposedly, the church that was there, which was set way back too. And you could tell that there was a basement there because it was a pretty big church, but nobody went there on Sunday, and that wasn't, but people did go. But it wasn't like a regular church session. They said that was ritual, real heavy, and I believe it. Oh, God, do I believe it. I can tell you so much more, you have no idea. Well, anyway, so we moved down to the trailer park a mile away. This is like a movie. I swear to God. We get there, and within the first week, Gary St. Pierre shows up. And he knows everyone in the park. Okay, now I'm freaking out, okay? And within 2 or 3 days, they were all, I was targeted horrifically. All I heard about was Odin, all these deities, all these different evil worships, and all kinds of crap. White witch stuff and everything. Weird stuff was happening. One of the people that lived there, their son was named Chucky. He lit the field on fire. You know what he got for it? An ice cream. No joke. Guy walked by my house holding a TV. Josh was in his room watching the TV, sitting right in front of it. Like from how I am, from here to you. Camera. The guy's laughing hysterically. Like crazily hysterically, okay? He gets past the house. Right past the house, Josh's TV blows up. Sparks. A big loud noise. I run to the room because he's in his bedroom. There's smoke all over the room. He goes, I don't know, Mom. I don't know what happened. I didn't do nothing. I said, sweetie, I'm not mad at you. But I'm freaking out. And you can see it all over my face. Okay. Crazy stuff like that, okay? It's bad. I mean, we are in heavily demonic worship shit, okay? That can do, you know what I mean? Voodoo. I'm livid, okay? I'm not only livid, but I'm freaking out. I walk my son to school every morning. The school's right next to us. And my dog now is starting to act bizarre. Okay, and I don't know why. But he's like, you know, acting aggressive towards other people. I don't know why. Except for he's feeling the evil too. No. That would only be by luck. Okay. Bobby. The way they did the trailers there. I was in number 29. Bobby, that lived right next door to me, was in 27. Because they zigzagged it. Okay. So it went 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. So there was houses behind us. There was an alley between us. The house was back there, but they did it. You know, that's how they numbered them. So he was in number 27, and I was in number 29. His back door was my front yard, kind of. You know, it really was actually the way, because we're in trailers. Okay. And I put up a fence, and I put Meisterbrow in the yard, my dog, while I would walk Josh to school. He would go pee-pees and caucus at that time. Okay. One day I come walking up, and he was beating the holy living shit out of Meisterbrow. Like you can't even imagine. And I just went ballistic, okay? Just ballistic. And I called the landlord. I mean, I called the police. I mean, I'm pressing charges, okay? Because my dog now, I have to now, my dogs are becoming aggressive. And I have to be careful with my dog. And they are not going to put my dog down. I'm not going to allow it, okay? If my dog bites somebody, I'm not going to allow it because my dog is becoming truly aggressive, real bad. And so I and Bobby fought a lot. His name was Bobby, okay, and his supposed daughter's name was Alicia, okay. Well, my niece, his name is Alicia, and it just so happens her birthday is July 27th, and he lived in space 27. And I'm like, oh, this is just like today. Too much epiphanies, but I don't know why I'm surprised. I've lived this my whole entire life. So, so more stuff happens. Okay, they start fires right outside my trailer. They caught a car on fire right outside my trailer. A guy comes pushing through my fence, and with a gun, and he was an Indian guy, and I've got an indigenous Native American in me. And he was an Indian guy, and I just stood there. And I started walking towards him, and he stopped. I'm like, if you're gonna do it, fucking do it now, because now I'm nervous and I'm anxious and all, but it's bad. Okay. So I'm leaving, and I talked to the owner, and he's telling me that he has a place up in Lewiston. Well, my grandma used to live in Lewiston, and I was like, oh yeah, it's further up, but you know what? Anything. I mean, there can't be devil worshippers there too, right? And so I'm expecting to go to Lewiston, and I'm packing and I'm getting ready. And well, at the last minute I find out, oh no, we're not going to let you go to Lewiston. We're moving you to Red Bluff. Red Bluff? Bullshit! You said Lewiston. No, you're going to go to Red Bluff. We don't got no spaces there now. And I need to move. I have to move. I felt damned if I do, damned if I don't. Now I'm starting to feel that, okay? And like I'm really being set up. And I have no choice. Okay, this shit's bad. Really bad, okay? Not just a little. Okay, this shit's, okay, bad, okay? And we're the only ones being picked on. And I'm thinking, they're sending me to Red Bluff to die. And I'm not wanting to be a nut, and I don't want to nut up. I'm thinking, I'm not going to nut. We're going to go. And we probably won't even stay there. I'm going to try to find a way to get a vehicle, okay? And get me and the boy in the car with the dog, and just flip side go. And all I'll take is my pictures. I don't care about nothing else, okay? Nothing, zero. And get rid of it all. I don't care. Just let's get the flip side out of here. We get to Red Bluff. Worse. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot more. But there's devil worshippers there. I mean, they even, some people, one guy, and his name was, what was his name? I can't think of his name. His daughter's name was Audrey. His dog was named Odin. And Odin, in the deity world, is the son of Satan. So, you get the gist. Okay. And, oh, by the way, Josh was friends with Audrey. Okay, so, that's what led me, because Kenny came into my life, and Kenny was supposed to be a born-again Christian. Knew the Bible. Oh, he knew it. Oh, did he ever know it? And I met him in Red Bluff. And Josh is having issues with school. He's coming home crying tears. Bringing homework home. He's doing homework through dinner. He's having to do homework until shower time. He's having to do homework all the way up until bed. And there's tears. Mom, I'm putting my homework in the box. I shouldn't be redoing this. And I'm having issues with the school. And I know he's being honest. Or I'm assuming he's really being honest, because there's tears. And the school's fucking with me. like they've always done. All schools, all of them. Okay. And I find out that Sam and Cyrus and Sebastian, the kids that were picking on him up in Mountain Gate, that I didn't tell you about, but they were, that lived there in the trailer park, are moving down to this trailer park too. And if Josh doesn't give them money whenever they ask for it, and they'll do it right in front of me, they're going to beat the fuck out of them. 3-on-1. Okay. Top it all off, I'm finding out from the school now that there's not going to be any busing in the mornings either. They stopped the busing. They had stopped the busing in the afternoon, so Josh was having to walk home from school, and that's a long ass walk. Okay, in the afternoon. But now he's going to be walking to school too. I've got asthma. Okay, and I don't have a vehicle. And to top it all off, this is how you'll know that we were really targeted, because Josh just got through making friends at this school, Berendos, in Red Bluff. He just got through making friends that he was learning how to play do parkour with. Okay, he was actually making friends, and you know what they did? They transferred the friends that he was making to a school across town, and making Josh stay there. And I went in there and I said, you need to allow Joshua to be transferred, okay, across town. Those are the only friends he has. And these kids are moving in. Oh, we can't do that. I'll try to make a special arrangement for you, Mrs. Holland, and I will talk to the district. I said, okay, you do that. I would appreciate it. She comes back, and I go down there and I talk to her. And they said no. I said, well, then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. We're leaving. Okay. I am not running from you, so don't think I'm afraid of you. And I said, and I'm not staying in the state of California. I said, because school has been horrific wherever we went. I said, but we are leaving. We're not running. We're leaving. Okay. She says, you can do anything you want, ma'am. I said, you got that straight, sweetie. You got that straight, okay? And that's exactly what I'm doing. And I did. Kenny was my boyfriend. I thought he was a Christian. I was having spiritual, but I didn't know if it was Kenny. I didn't think it was Kenny, because I knew where we were at on the mountain it was bad, and I knew that the park is bad because the Odin and the dog and, you know, self-explanatory. But I didn't know that Kenny was bad too. Well, by the time we got to Ohio, where his dad's 350 acres supposedly was, and his dad's passed away, and he's trying to go up there to see if he can get the property. We get to Salineville, Ohio, right out of East Liverpool. And the first thing he shows me is this church. It's Church of Christ, right in the middle of town, with a stained glass pentagram with a circle, in a circle. When you're standing in front of it, on the left side of the church, it's the straight up pentagram, or star, however you want to call it. But on the right side, if you're standing in front of it looking at it, it's an upside down one. And I started questioning Kenny in my own mind. I had already had a few other things too. And now I look at his phone. And I look at his Facebook. I'd never been on Facebook in my life. I've always been afraid of technology. I was computer illiterate. Okay. A friend of mine drank some computer fluid. That was part of one of my nervous breakdowns. It was just, you know, and I knew he didn't really drink it. Anyway, so I'd stayed away from computers my whole life. I was afraid of his family. They were Hispanic. And I didn't ever hurt him, but I was targeted real bad. So I look at his Facebook page, and I noticed that his ex-wife, he's friends with her, which, that's fine, you know. But what I really noticed is that he's friends with people from Stockton. This is where I grew up. Lodi, Manteca, my whole surrounding area of where I lived. And I knew that he was personal friends with them, not just like, someone friended me. Because his wife was friends with the same people. And the way they communicated. It was obvious they knew each other. And, the people that were down in Stockton had many friends from up north here. Okay. And they had many friends down there. So I knew. Okay. It was just, everything about it was obvious. And he lied to me. Said he had never even been there before and he didn't know no one there. That, right there, was a red flag. Huge red flag. And I had never dated no one, ever, since Joshua's dad. Okay? And me and his dad were short-lived. So, and I couldn't believe I did this to myself, and I'm in Ohio. I am 3,000 miles away from California. Or anyone that I might know as family. Okay. I'm not staying. I'm not staying, and now I know. Because now I'm really going on his Facebook, and I'm seeing the devil worshipping signs when I read their posts and their private pages. And I'm like, holy mother shit, fuck. Oh, no. Okay. But I can't really say nothing yet. A month later, we're gone. We're out of there. Oh, yeah. And I went to Oklahoma. We were on our way. We were coming back to California, and I was bringing, Kenny was still with us. He had no reason to stay in Ohio because his dad was passed away, and it was only in-laws there. And he has a brother in East Liverpool that owns an appliance store. That I think now is just as bad. Okay. So we take off and we're starting to go back to the west, towards the west. And by the time we got to Oklahoma, we were pretty poor, broke. We were getting there. Okay, we had vehicle issues, and I had bought a little tiny trailer. It wasn't even 25 foot, and I was pulling it with my van. Okay, we were having vehicle issues. Okay, so money was low, and basically we had to stay in Oklahoma whether we wanted to or not. It gets worse. And my son gets the wrong people. But anyhow, I'm letting you know just why I'm going to court. Okay. By the way, my niece Alicia, okay, Bobby up on the mountain, and his daughter Alicia, they're in 27. Well, my niece Alicia's birthday is the 27th of July. And she has a son named Zachary. His birthday is January 29th. They're Pentecostals. Devout. So devout you have no idea she wears no makeup. Okay. She went to Tennessee. And I'm getting an epiphany after epiphany today. And it needs to be known. Okay. So I'm praying that this Stephen Shell and Berger will contact me. I've got to go to court and stand before Kennedy again on December 14th because I pled not guilty. Okay. And when I talked to the public defender, because I can't afford a lawyer, she stated, Jenny, you have a really good case. She says, I don't know how or why or what the heck's going on here. She says, the truth though, okay, and that was like a blessing for a moment, but I also know how public defenders can change, or you can get a different one, okay, so, You know, I know how this social thing works. There ain't nothing permanent but change every week. She said, they never served you with a warrant, sweetheart. You were never served nothing. It's here. There's nothing here. And she says, and they're mixing unexcused absences with excused ones. She says, something's just not right. And I said, I'm really pleading not guilty now, because I'd already pled not guilty, but now I'm, in my mind I'm thinking this. Regardless, if she changes, I'm already thinking this. If she changes or not, I'm staying, pleading not guilty. I made the right decision, okay? Oh, no, boy, did I. Yeah. And I'm really needing to get through Kelly Silver, in, San Jose. And his daughter, Shauna, a.k.a. Jinx, and their daughter, Alyssa, and Jessie, my daughter, my grown daughter, and Brett, her husband, her ex-husband, and, knowing. And I'm really, just really upset over this woman with the same name as me. After, me getting to know Fiona Barnett and doing all that studying with her, and Fiona going and doing that seminar on ritual child sexual abuse in Washington State, and going up to Alaska. And Gary St. Pierre, they're taking me back to 2011. And oh, I didn't tell you the biggest part. By the time we got down to Red Bluff, and it was in 2012, Gary had a new tenant. And this guy was schizophrenic. And when he moved in, Gary stole his medicine too. This guy took a hatchet, chopped off the hand of one of the neighbors down the street, split his head open, chopped off a leg too. I don't know if they chopped off a leg or not, or if they just severed it. I don't know. The guy that worked at a houseboat selling place. They sold houseboats. Across the road, just down a little bit, come running down in his truck to try to help the old man. And the guy started beating him with the hatchet. And the guy took off in the truck, ran into Gary St. Pierre's boat because he was wounded really bad in the head. The guy hit him more times with the hatchet in the head, lit the frickin' truck on fire, threw a match into the gas tank, and the whole thing went up. Murdered him. Murdered both of those men. I've got it somewhere on my page on Facebook that I'm going to have to re-look it up and put it on there. But I went ballistic. I was in Red Bluff during this time and saw it on the news. Okay. Just saying. Okay. So, Gary comes off with the court. I watched the court crap, looking like a victim. Got stabbed in the face with a fork by this schizophrenic. But what the courts don't know, and they didn't know, okay, was that I know for certain Gary stole the guy's medicine, okay, because he stole mine. Mine was only asthma, but he stole mine too, okay. So, on that note, I'm not a schizophrenic though, and I'm not violent like that, thank God. What if well, it happened anyway. So, you get the gist, okay? And this is what's socially going on with me right now, with me having to go back to court. And what's really bizarre, okay, on the 3rd, just 10 days after the 3rd, or the 4th, okay, because it went into the 4th, by the time I got down to the police station, it was after midnight. It was the 3rd, though. This woman dies on the 13th of August. And they're taking me backwards to that shit. That time frame. I'm praying this guy will get a hold of me. Okay? Seriously. Pray with me, okay? I'm 50 minutes on this damn thing now, and I hope he watches the whole thing. I'm praying he does. Okay. So, it's a long story. And this is just a little bit of our life. If you knew our story, my story, okay? That's why I was so interested in Fiona Barnett. I read her thing. She was called Candy Girl. Well, at one time in my life, for a short time, I wasn't abused as a little child like her. Okay, I was called the Candy Man's Candy. So I know she's telling the truth. I really know. I was ignorant, and I might have lost some memory or something. And I'm hoping I keep it lost, if that's the case. From when I was a teen. But I know that Fiona is genuinely. I went balls to the wall supporting her. You have no idea. And I prayed for her to come here. Did I think for a minute that they would try to do the same thing they've always done and make me pay for it? No. And that's what they're trying to do. While they come off scot-free. It's all identity theft. It's all targeting. It's all exploitation. Okay? That's how these ritual abusers get away with it. And they've got the flip side government in their front pocket. You know what I mean? So, I'm making a huge stand. This time I have no fear. You ain't taking me down. I'll stand bold and I have zero fear. Zero. Even if I get killed. Okay? I'm not afraid. I promise. I'm not afraid of it. They've done so much to me. I'm not suicidal. I'm certainly not violent. But to death, for there to be death, it'd be my game. It would certainly be my game. So I'm going to stop at that note. And I pray this guy gets a hold of me. Because he just might be family. And if he's Steve's family, my ex-husband's, well, hell, I need to stand through, don't I? And he needs to me. So, pray me, y'all. Okay? For real. Alright. I'm going to get off this thing. Okay. I'll talk to you guys again. And this is the first time I've ever been on YouTube. You guys have a blessed day. I'll be thinking about my Facebook friends anyways. A whole lot. And you know who you are. And I'll talk to you guys again.